Hello and welcome to the latest edition of The Exchange, brought to you by the New York Stock Exchange. As a reminder, today's interview is for informational purposes only. The NYSE does not recommend investments or investment strategies. Now, we're live on the floor with Brendan McCarthy. He is the head of ETF specialists and capital markets at Goldman Sachs Asset Management. Brendan, thank you for joining.
Thanks, Doug.
So you recently did this webinar with the VettaFi team. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, no, thanks. We did. We partnered with our friends at VettaFi, as well as our index provider partners, FTSE Russell, to talk about some of the challenges and opportunities fixed income investors are facing today. And we did that through the lens of how a more thoughtful index can help fixed income investors think about managing risk, better diversification. The focus of the segment was on our Goldman Sachs Access Fixed Income Suite. Right? We gave a perspective both on a deep dive on the index methodology, as well as from an implementation perspective. How can investors use this type of thoughtful approach to indexing in today's marketplace?
So clearly a headline driven, right? A lot of conversation about fixed income right now. What were some of the key themes that ended up being discussed?
Yeah, it was a great discussion. And three themes really. First and foremost, the macro environment. What are those challenges and opportunities that fixed income investors face today, right? Whether that be, when, if, how should I lengthen duration? How to handle that, right? Secondly was around that deep dive into the index methodology, right? To understand some of the screens that we have in place here, liquidity, technical, fundamentals, all to get to that smarter approach to indexing. And third was really from an implementation perspective. As the practitioner, how can I put this into practice in today's marketplace?
So let's take it back to ETFs now. You had all these conversations, key themes, clearly in the news. What are some of the Goldman Sachs asset management ETFs that hit those themes?
Yeah, no, thanks for asking, Doug. We have the Goldman Sachs Fixed Income Access Suite is a comprehensive toolkit for investors in all market environments, right? At the short end of the curve, we have GBIL, which has had a lot of success lately. It's enhanced yield at the short end. Out on the curve, we have our ag product, GCOR, GCOR. We have a handful of IG products, GIG-B and GSIG, GSIG being the 1 to 5 year. We also have high yield, emerging market, and of course, inflation protection. All of these under that same framework of the FTSE methodology.
Now, of course, as a reminder, you can find more information about all of those ETFs. Just go to etfcentral.com. You can start typing in Goldman, mention any of the tickers, GBIL. It will pop up all the Goldman Sachs asset management ETFs. It's an intuitive screener, really easy to use, etfcentral.com. Brendan, for those that missed the live event, but clearly it's available via replay, where do they go to watch the webinar?
It is available, yes. It's available on etf.trends/webcast.
Okay, so that's etftrends.com/webcast. Easy to remember. Or, of course, you can go to our website, ETF Central. We'll bring you back to that page through the university. Brendan, thank you so much for joining us here live today. Again, all brought to you by the New York Stock Exchange, the home of ETFs.